How you doing, everyone? It is the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek.
Yeah.
Jinx, Smoot.
Hey, baby. Happy holidays to you. How you enjoy your holidays, man?
My holiday was great.
Yes.
I had 4 days off.
Yeah.
Spent some time with the girls, spent some time with friends, slept in.
Yeah.
Watched a bunch of football, had some drinks. It was awesome. How
I'm
about
going
you?
to say, you didn't bring up eating good. You didn't bring up all the football that you watched. Hey, I watched tons of football. Fried tons of turkey until like my stomach started to unsettle itself when I see those turkey legs get taken out of the Salvation Army bowl. Matter of fact, that's why Northern Virginia, we love to support goodwill. Like, we don't support the Salvation Army. Like, for that reason right there. Listen, I was so mad.
They planned it.
Like, this mean that Dak and Dallas said, you know what, we're going to beat these boys so bad. And then, you know what, when they had scored 31, he told them,
They
not now.
waited. They said, we're going to score again.
He said, not now. Not now. Jinx, not now. We ain't going to eat these legs now. We're going to get one more score and we're going to eat these legs on them. I was so, listen, it was just a bad weekend for me. My daughter goes to Ole Miss.
Oh, no.
So, because I got two things. Because I've been playing football on Thanksgiving my whole life. The Egg Bowl. Ole Miss, Mississippi State. So I'm watching. I got 2 games to watch. My daughter won both. All right. Ole Miss beat Mississippi State, and she's a Dallas Cowboy fan. So
She's a Cowboys fan?
This is my daughter that if I tell her to go right, she going left.
Wait, how in the world you played for this organization?
Yeah. Her granddad, it started with her granddad in military. Thanks for everything you done for us. He's a Cowboy fan. And my daughter is one of those, if dad be like, yeah, do that, she be like, no. I'm doing this. And so she called and ragged me on all night long about how many hot L's I took.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so it was an emotional Thanksgiving for me. You know, neither one of my teams won. It was downhill for me, Jinx.
I want to take you back for just a moment.
Yeah.
When you saw that turkey leg, the disrespect and the planning, like you were talking about, where they were like, nah, we're going to get one more. I read that story. I was like, you got to be kidding.
First of all, they probably had to tell the chef Friday.
Right.
We need 22 turkey legs. What y'all gonna do with them? We're gonna put them in the Salvation thing. We're gonna eat them during the game. They took their helmet off, walking to the sideline, eating turkey legs. That's the most disrespectful thing I have seen since Joe Horn pulled out the cell phone. All right, since T.O. pulled out the Sharpie. Edibles? You put out a turkey leg? Dude, I think the team just don't get how this, because the prior planning it takes for this, the timing it takes for this, it's disgraceful. All right, so that's where I'm at when it comes to Dallas. I can't wait to see them lose in the playoffs. I'm going to bring these turkey legs back up.
I saw years ago, this was so pre-planned and disrespectful. This is the college game. I got to look this up. And TCU was playing SMU.
Yeah.
It's not a huge rivalry, I know, in the grand scheme of things. But SMU, I believe, was marching on TCU's home field, and they all had seeds like in their pockets. So the band finished playing and formed SMU and then dropped the seeds. So in the middle of TCU Stadium, this was a different type of grass started growing, and SMU started growing on the middle of their football field because they planned ahead.
Hold up. They dropped grass seeds.
Yes.
When did they drop the seeds, and how did it, what you mean?
During their halftime performance, the band played, they formed SMU, and then they just dropped the seeds quietly, these different types of grass seeds, and then their logo, SMU, started growing on TCU's home field. It was a long time ago.
Not instantly.
No, not instantly. It took like a couple weeks. They're like, what is this?
That is masterful.
Isn't that great?
Oh, that's masterful. Who do we play in the grass? We could do that in Philadelphia. Like, literally, like if I was still playing right now, I just put grass seeds in my cleats. And just come out
quietly
there.
Drop it.
Just every time I make a tackle, just drop some grass seeds in there. Like, listen.
You see some sprouts, you're like, what's going on in midfield? And then you see it start to form. That's crazy.
Hey, you know what? But it takes that youthful thinking. That's why people don't hire 70-year-olds. They hire people from college because they have these youthful things in their head. I think that is a little bit more diabolical than a turkey leg. Because it takes a lot to be more diabolical than a turkey leg on Thanksgiving.
Well, we don't need to rehash the game. We want to throw that one out the window, burn the tape. But changes have been made, as we know.
Yeah.
Jack Del Rio is gone. Ron Rivera is going to call the plays. So what sort of difference do you expect to see in play calling now?
It's going to be very intriguing to see Coach Rivera's hand on the pen. I'm eager to see what a Rivera defense looks like. Because it's been like a long time. He's been head coach for so long.
Yeah.
I don't know what a Rivera defense look, and I hope he's trying to set the house on fire. I hope he comes out and blitzes Miami from the time they get off the bus, but it's going to be very intriguing. McDaniels, this mad wizard genius.
Yeah. He's a hell of a coach.
Rivera, head-to-head, and they make this great two-play calling head coaches.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So now it changes the whole landscape for everything. I'm eager to see the identity of the defense, of a Ron Rivera coach the defense. And I wonder, is he going to shrink the playbook to play fast?
Yep.
And I think that's the smartest thing you could do. Go in there with 5 calls. Play fast. Don't have anybody thinking. Unleash the dogs. And I want to see a Goodwill tub by the touchdown with turkey legs. Listen, I'm not over that, Jinx. I won't ever be over that. I've never had that happen to me while playing.
You know, that's an interesting idea. You see that in college all the time, too, when you see a team that is overmatched, right? And so what they do is they'll say, all right, well, we're going to learn these 5 or 6 calls on offense, for example. Yeah. But we will scheme them and know them over and over and so well that we will out-execute you every time.
Seattle does it. We know they playing a vicious cover 3. Pete Carroll don't change. So when you go play Seattle, they don't adapt to you. You adapt to them. That's what great defenses do. So if we can if I'm trying to stop a big play offense in Miami, I need to literally keep the ball in front of us.
Yeah.
That's the key. How long can Tua be patient?
Yep.
I don't think they're patient as a team. I don't think they're patient as an offense. Like cover 4, cover 2, I would do it to death. Yep. I would leave nobody alone with Tyreek Hill. Like, when I say nobody, I'm talking about not even fans. He'll burn them too. Like, listen, nobody alone with him. I play a lot of 2-man, man under. So we doubling people. I'm going to force Tua to run outside the pocket. So it's ways to get this done. It's ways to beat Miami. Nobody going to give us a chance to beat Miami.
Right.
But it's ways to beat Miami.
So you've been in this situation before. We were talking about this before the pod.
Yeah.
How do you stay – you're going to work, no question, but how do you stay mentally engaged when there's so many changes and you know that the goals that you had aren't there?
Yeah, man. Like, we've been in these places, but the one thing I have to remind these players is we are a team. It's the ultimate team sport, but we also independent contractors. All right, so you can't put bad tape out there, Jinx. You still got to perform and play to keep your job.
Yeah.
Because the one thing you don't like when it comes to teams is change. So what you do is you go out here and you play. You give it your best. I have to understand that my job is now, and I've seen guys be a part of that all U-Haul team. Mine mentally already gone in the off season. I was never one of them guys. Too afraid. I had just something inside me like, nah, I don't think like that. I don't do like that. And we're going to see now who the real football players are, all right? Because now you have to play for respect.
Right.
You're not playing for all the other things. You're playing for respect, and you're playing for the city. And it takes a lot to do that. It takes a lot to focus on that. So we're going to see where everybody is mentally right now. This is a test.
I'm a person who loves the long game. When I think about a plan, I say, all right, this is good for now.
Did you plan to have like the same sweat I got on?
We look good.
Yeah, I think you were looking through my window and we're like, Smoot gonna wear it. I'm gonna wear it just to circle it.
I was like, he's going dark today, so am I. But when you play the long game, it's hard to do because you know this season is not going to be what you want it to be. But can you say, all right, let's wipe the slate clean. Let's get a little bit something going here so that as we build into the offseason, as we build into next year, we need to start putting together good performances now.
And that's the whole thing. You have to understand that the eye in the sky don't lie. That's one of our old sayings. And so anytime you're being recorded, practice a game, all 32 teams watching you. All right, so you got to understand what am I playing for? My job and my livelihood. Ain't that enough?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's a total focus by you to say, let's end what we started. I know it ain't gonna end the way we want to, but let's end what we started. And we got some guys that's putting some good seasons together. I think Jamie Davis has been playing very well this season. Logan Thomas has been playing very well this season. Curtis Samuels have been playing well. So B-Rob. So it's some guys on this team that want to put the icing on the cake to the end of the year. And Sam Howell. Come on, Sam been playing well. Now can we stop the up and down? And can we stay right there in the middle with Sam? So Sam wants to finish up. So it's a lot of questions still have to be answered on this team.
Well, we were talking about turkey legs. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving, too.
Yeah, we was.
Let's pay some bills.
All right, pay them bills, Jinx.
Let's start with Honda. Come on, guys.
Why not?
Feel the power.
I feel it.
Of the CR-V Hybrid and Accord Hybrid, Honda's most electrifying vehicles yet. Find adventure in one of Honda's rugged SUVs and trucks like the Pilot Trail Sport, Honda's most rugged SUV ever. Or experience the thrilling performance of the fun-to-drive Honda Civic with an available turbocharged engine. Get power, performance, and ruggedness with Honda. Find the Honda that is perfect for you. See your local Honda dealer today. See him. Get that Honda.
Yeah, why not?
Recycle Track Systems. Transforming the way commercial businesses and communities manage waste and recycling. They combine the power of AI with premium customer service to optimize waste pickup schedules, ensuring timely and efficient collections to keep our neighborhoods cleaner and greener.
Yeah.
Visit RTS.com to learn more about how they can help your business manage waste more responsibly.
Speaking of that, I need to know how you feel about this.
Okay.
Real Christmas tree, fake Christmas tree. It is the question.
We have a fake one.
All right. You are on my level.
Okay.
All right? And that's why I'm glad we did this right after the recycling hit. Because I hate people that get real Christmas trees.
Do you?
I think you are abomination to earth. All right?
All right.
You're going to cut this tree down for 30 days.
That's a good point.
And then you're going to throw it in the garbage. This used to be a house to a squirrel. This used to be a house to insects. It actually recycles the carbon dioxide and turns it into oxygen. And you took it in your house for 30 days and threw it away. When I folded my fake tree up, putting it back in the garage, and I'm going to use it time after time after time again. I think real Christmas trees should be banned in America. I just think it's the biggest waste of it.
It is a waste, I will say that.
This tree been growing for 10, 15 years. You're going to cut the tree down for 30 days. For 30 days. And you don't know what insects you bringing in your house. You don't know what's going on. All for 30 days. Hey, all I'm saying is if you feel different, leave some mentions under here and tell me how you feel and why am I wrong about real Christmas trees versus fake Christmas trees.
I feel like of all the comments, this is going to be the one that gets the most run.
No, because I just, and I've always felt like that. Before I even had them, man, I used to always ask my mom when we were young.
Yeah.
I like, what's the name that got a real tree? She was like, why you don't want no real tree? She like, oh, no. We need that tree for oxygen. Right? not oxygen in the house.
Right.
Oxygen outside.
For the earth.
So I always have a fake tree, and you going to have one too. And I done had one ever since. Raised right.
Before we get to Christmas, we got to talk about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because I also know that you're great.
I did.
You're a great cook.
I did.
What'd you do?
I fried that turkey. Listen to me. I dropped that turkey in that grease. It started breakdancing. I made that dressing, not stuffing. That's the difference. Cornbread and stuffing.
Yep.
All right. Mac and cheese, greens, yams, corn,
God, sounds good.
Beans, everything. Then I made my famous banana pudding. I made sweet potato pie. Right?
Not pumpkin pie.
Not pumpkin pie.
Sweet potato pie.
No pumpkins in the smooth house, all right? We don't do pumpkin nothing. Not lattes, not nothing. So the spread was unbelievable. My kids, we sat around, we laughed, we talked trash to each other, we watched football.
So you made your world famous what? What's a dessert?
Banana pudding.
Banana pudding.
Yes.
So do you have, is this a family recipe? Is this something you worked on your own?
It's from the book of Smoot.
Oh, okay.
That's what passed down from like my great-grandmama to my grandmama to my aunt. I gave it to my mama. I stole it. I'm the first. I'm the first male to have the cookbook, the book of Smoot.
Oh, nice.
All right. So yeah. So I make everything from scratch. All right. proven, time proven. But what I do a good job of is taking the basics of their recipe and bringing it to 2023.
Okay.
All right. So I do some stuff a little bit different, but sooner or later I will reveal the secrets and let some of the cooking secrets out of the Book of Smooth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most definitely.
How much time did you spend? Because cooking a Thanksgiving dinner, all of those dishes, that takes a long time to do.
Actually, I do most of my prepping and I got certain dishes that I will cook today. I try to get all my desserts out the way the night before. Then I have like whatever I feel like is going to take the longest to cook the next day, I start doing it late night.
Okay.
So I can get it gone. So you got to realize if I'm making like 7 desserts, that can be time consuming. Then all of the main entrees and all the sides takes a while. So I spend 10 hours. Just say the day, Thanksgiving Eve. Then I wake up at 6 in the morning on Thanksgiving, and I'll be done by 12.
I forget you're an early riser, too.
Yeah, I'm military. I just wake up. Oh, what happened? Don't matter if it was a long night or not. I just wake up. What happened? You know, I'm ready to go. So by noon, I try to be through with everything for my sanity. So I can watch football, so I can just chill, so I have nothing to do. But when I'm at home in Mississippi, it's pretty much easy because we, as a family, we assign like 2 dishes and a meat to everybody.
Yeah.
So once everybody come, all the food is there. But here I had to tote the load.
How much does it hurt to watch? We talk pro. We'll get back to the Commanders in a second. But your alma mater, I mean, you're a Bulldog through and through. I'm a diehard Texas fan, so I live and die by the horns. It's tough when they lose. I'm enjoying a good season. But when we take L's, it hurts because I spent time, my formative years there.
I would say, and we like emotionally attached to the campus. Yeah. We have memories. It's the ultimate representation. Like, what college you go to. Like, this third question people ask you, what school you went to.
Yeah.
So I wonder now, Jinx, with the transfer portal, who are these kids going to have allegiance to? Like, if I went my freshman year to Oklahoma, transferred to UCLA, then spent my last year at Oregon, who am I?
Right, seriously.
Am I a duck, bear, sooner? Like, what am I? Like, I'm wondering, like, where are they going to go back to?
Yeah.
And how do you keep stats? Far as I'm the all-time leading rusher at Mississippi State, but I spent 2 years at Ole Miss.
Right.
I can't be. So I think it's going to dilute a lot of that process. But watching Ole Miss do what they did to us was sickening.
Yeah.
And it got, now we got to do Coach. Congratulations, Coach. It hurt. It hurt because I remember once upon a time in a day like where Mississippi State ran football, not just in Mississippi, but in the SEC. That's when your boy was playing. We was going to the SEC championships. We was doing the thing. I remember times when Bama came to Mississippi State and they knew they was going to get whooped. Right? I remember times when Coach Old Ball, Coach Spurrier, who became my head coach in the league, came to Mississippi State. We ran them out of there by 40. I remember LSU coming up there and getting beat to death. First of all, ain't no Bengals in Louisiana. Ain't no Tigers in Louisiana loose. So at the end of the day, I remember a time in the daylight. Can we get back to that time?
Yeah.
That's the question with this coach. And it's recruiting. College is about one thing, recruiting. That's why I brought Deion up to you. It's no living room in America. Deion Sanders cannot walk in and the mama and the daddy don't already know who he is. The son know who he is. He's leaving with your child.
Yep.
Like, it's certain coaches that have that ability. And now everybody wants to anoint Coach Saban the best coach of all time. No, I say he's the best recruiter of all time. So now, since the NIL came out and everything that got
evened out,
even Steven, he ain't the dominant coach, because it's all about recruiting. If my 5 stars are better than your 3 stars, you don't got a chance. I don't care what you draw on a piece of paper.
Right.
Now we're starting to see everything come back down, and that's why I'm scared of your Texas guys. Do y'all renew? Once y'all enter the SEC next year, y'all renew the Texas A&M rivalry?
Yes, starts next year.
Yeah, it's back.
Yeah,
y'all just won't let them. Y'all just will not let them one up y'all.
No,
kind of
no. They gotta be pushed right back down. Like no, not
well,
doing that.
I'm kind of keen to College Station because I'm a big Jackie Sherrill guy.
Oh, Jackie Sherrill, man.
That's my dude. That was my coach. That's when we ran SEC.
You know what? I was talking after Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah,
we went to see some friends of ours, and a couple friends are huge Gators. Another couple friends, huge Seminoles. We were all talking college football. At the end of the night, have you ever done this? Everybody's drinking, have a good time.
Yeah.
I come out of the bathroom, I hear, Jinx, it's your turn. I'm like, what?
For what?
Everybody's chugging a beer after we crack an egg and drop the egg inside. I'm like, what?
What is that? Is that a Texas thing?
I think it's a Midwestern thing.
First of all, egg inside of beer.
It was gross.
What's the purpose?
I walk out. Someone's on FaceTime. I guess family members from the Midwest. This had to be a Midwestern thing.
It gotta be, because I never heard of it in the South. We don't.
I've never heard of this.
We don't play with our alcohol like that, you know.
No.
That's why I don't eat pumpkin. We don't draw faces in pumpkins. Like we don't drink that beer.
No.
Like we got a thing in where I'm from, Mississippi. If you drop a beer, like drop it by mistake,
Yep.
you gotta go buy a 12-pack. Like,
Oh, really?
you do not mess with the alcohol where I'm from. So if I can just imagine me being with my family and friends, we just chilling in front of yard, I'd be like, hey, y'all want to pour an egg in this beer? I'd be slapped like 19 times.
It was terrible. They had a beer waiting on me. Family's saying, hey, Jinx, hey, good to see you, man. You going to do this? I'm like, I'm the worst at peer pressure. I'll do anything.
Yeah. So you're like, yeah, I do.
I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And my buddy cracks an egg, drops it in. I chugged it, and I was like,
Was it a canned beer?
No, they already poured it in glass, cracked the egg, dropped the egg in raw, and some guy is in the back going, protein. I was like, I guess. That was gross, though.
Did it have any chemical reaction or anything? Did
No.
it start to fizzle?
No, it was fine, but I just remember glancing in the cup and seeing this thing coming. I was like, oh, no.
Well,
I did it,
That's
but
the equivalent of the Ludacris album, Chicken and Beer. Like, listen, I have never heard of that.
I've asked people, I'm like, I've never heard of this before. It wasn't great. It wasn't great.
Now, we dropped the little liquor bombs inside.
Oh,
the beer.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's liquor on liquor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But never have I. First of all, I love eggs too much to waste them.
I
in my
love
beer.
it. You love it? I love eggs.
Listen, I'm a breakfast person.
Yeah.
Like, I can eat it all day long. I'm a grit person, too. You look like an oatmeal person.
Oh, yeah.
You an oatmeal person?
I like both.
No, I'm going to say I'm a stone grits. I like real grits.
Okay.
Real grits. So I'm a breakfast guy. You can catch me at Cracker Barrel at 7 at night. I'm that dude. Waffle House is the greatest French restaurant. I call it the Waffle House. Listen, one of my favorites. Now, I'm not a big IHOP guy.
Yeah.
I think IHOP stinks.
It's too
Generic.
It's too polished and corporate.
Yeah.
When you want a good greasy breakfast, like I don't want the
stovetop to
Rudy
be clean.
Tooty fresh and fruity, whatever it is. I'm trying to get a meal.
Yeah, I want it there. I
Right.
want it to look like breakfast.
Right.
All right.
I want to look like someone was in the back making,
I don't want the stovetop to be clean for 5 years. When you go in one of
Oh,
those
yeah,
diners,
yeah.
and you look at and you can see the cook. He got a cigarette under in his ear with a hairnet on.
Little ash falling down.
Yeah, I like. Oh, we finna eat. This is about to be paradise. Like, I want it to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, I love diners. Like, I'm a
I do
big
too.
diner guy. So I love big menus with lists. So I'm one of those people. I enjoy the small things in life. That's my thing, Jinx.
There used to be this place in my neighborhood in D.C. It's called the First Cup Cafe. It was this Ethiopian couple who ran it, right?
Yeah.
Their breakfast burrito, right, it was so good. Now, they ended up closing, and I was so bummed, but after they closed, I had the last breakfast ever there. You know how I know? Because they had closed it, and one day I called, and I guess they lived above the cafe.
Yeah.
And I called the guys like, nah, we're closed. We're not open anymore. And I was like, okay, I just wanted one of your breakfast burritos. And he goes, well, I'll go down and make it for you. He goes, but come around to the side. So it's closed.
Yeah.
I go to this restaurant. I come around to the side. I knock on a door. The door opens up. This guy's like, hey, I give him some cash. He hands me the burrito. I was like, thanks, man. Just a random burrito from a side door for a restaurant that's already closed.
You felt like a villain.
Oh, I did. And it was awesome.
James Bond.
And
villain.
they never opened up again. It was the best place ever. I was so bummed when that
We
closed.
all got those places. I had one of those places in Mississippi. Because down south. I guess the up north is picking up on it now that we have the Royal Farms and the Wawas and the Sheets of the world.
Yeah.
Gas station food down south is the best.
Yes.
And so I had this gas station I used to get breakfast from all the time. I'm literally smelling like gas while I'm ordering a sausage and egg biscuit. Love them to death. And it's still there. Every time I go home, I go to this gas station, get my breakfast from it. It never fails. And it's real bacon. One thing I don't play with is fake bacon. You know how to give you the thin one and That ain't bacon.
Yeah.
I need real bacon right here. I'm from Mississippi. The hogs we eat was alive 24 hours ago. All right? When we go get breakfast, Jinx.
Pay some bills, my friend.
Why not? Hey, Get Loud Podcast is brought to you by Bet365, the official sporting bet partner of the Washington Commanders. Bet on a range of NFL markets with Bet365 app. Craft your own personalized bet slip with parlays. Access thousands of games with live streaming. Place your bet before the match or during the game. It's up to you. Download the Bet365 app today. Join 80 million members worldwide. Age 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Virginia. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Way to get it done.
You congratulated yourself.
You have to do these.
I know. You're like, I did a great job. Here's another one.
MWAA. We don't travel to escape life. We travel so life don't escape us. We dream of places anywhere in the world, and in a blink of an eye, we're there. That's the wonder of flight. All you had to do decide is where. Where to? Dulles International Airport. Let your imagination soar. Book your adventure today at flydulles.com/nonstop.
Nailed it as you always.
So you know what? Mississippi State is a higher learning institute. and, you know, with me being an Ivy League guy from Mississippi State, it works.
Beautiful. Okay, I want to ask you about this quote from Tom Brady.
Yes.
He was talking on a Stephen A. Smith show about mediocrity.
Yeah.
He says, quote, I think there's a lot of mediocrity in today's NFL. I don't see the excellence that I saw in the past. I agree with, we're going to debate about this a little bit.
I know.
I agree with him.
Yeah.
But what he also said that I disagree with is he was talking about, because I agree, I don't like how guys aren't allowed to hit. It's not as physical as it used to be.
It's not physical.
But he was saying, you know, offensive players need to learn how to protect themselves more.
They do.
Yes, but also at the same time, no player in his day was more protected than Tom Brady.
That's not his fault. But he still took blows and got back up. He still got tore his ACL standing in the pocket. He still got slammed on his neck by James Harrison.
Right.
He still went through sheer beating and got back up. I'm sorry. Thomas is right. You are right, GOAT. And GOATs, they usually just say, man, he says everything he wants to say. I'm dead serious. I think, especially coming in 2001, we arrived in the golden era of football. I got to play against the great Emmitt Smith. I got to play with the great Darryl Green. I got to be on the team with Deion Sanders, greatest cornerback to ever play the game. I got to play against the greatest quarterback in Tom Brady to ever play the game. Jerry Rice, I played against the greatest wide receiver to ever play the game. Then I also played against T.O., Randy Moss, all the rest of them.
Yep.
Marvin Harris, like, if you look at that generation of footballs, just beyond the greats, it's so many football players. And we were still playing that physical brand of football that our forefathers played.
Yeah.
Now, what they're playing now is Gallagher. Right? Like, you can watch football now, and guys get ejected for tackling.
It's true.
You can
Just for not falling the right way on the quarterback.
Thank you. When Terrell Owens went across the middle, Ray Lewis was waiting.
Yep.
Now you go across the middle, they ain't second guessing it. Nobody can touch him. KJ Henry, think about this rookie. Gets his first sack and forced fumble and get it taken away for what?
He dropped down. I mean,
how can I sack somebody going full speed and I'm supposed to spin off of him? What they're asking can't be done.
Right.
Like, I can't hit people, make my money, and protect them. My job ain't to protect the quarterback.
Right.
My job is to hurt him. Like, that's why I always got mad when people was talking about the targeting thing with Greg Williams. First of all, let me tell you something. They like, yeah, y'all trading money in there. Yeah, we get a pool of money and say, whoever make the biggest plays in the game, you get it. Well, guess what? My owner was already paying me to go hurt people. Right? That was my job. Like, so what do you mean? Like, it's the NFL sometimes is such a walking contradiction. They want us, we're quickly turning into, you remember, Jinx, when you first found out wrestling was fake?
I remember, too.
What did it do to your soul?
It crushed me. I was convinced. I used to argue with my parents about it. They'd be like, you know that's fake. I was like, no, it's not.
No, you can't tell me that.
No, it's not. Did you say, then how come Dusty Rhodes is bleeding?
Yeah, first of all, I was like, it's got to be real because Jake the Snake keep bringing this snake out here and they keep biting people.
That's a real snake.
That's a real snake. Like, I was convinced, but then it was like it's fake. We're headed that way.
Yeah.
We're headed, and that's why people are like, all right, scripted. They probably want to believe that because when you get calls, like you've been seeing, it makes people doubt the product. It makes people doubt, is it football? And I'm glad Tom, because if James Harrison say that, nobody pays that attention.
Right.
Tom Brady says it's not football anymore, and Tom Brady is right. The writer patches, they don't have, and then that's why I'm wondering to myself, how is these guys even getting hurt? Y'all out here playing, y'all pillow fighting.
Right.
How you get hurt? Y'all not allowed to hit each other.
And the thing is, too, in addition to the rules, back then they were playing on, I know asphalt. Carpet and concrete.
The Georgia Dome was carpet.
Carpet and concrete.
That's it.
Yes.
So what we was landing on was killing us.
That's what I mean.
What we was doing was like we was in. You had to have a level, and that's why I always tell people I respect the 57th person on the roster. To play this game, you gotta be a grown man. You gotta be a grown man willing to put your body and sacrifice your body for people's entertainment. Like, no lie, Jinx. I remember being out there one time. I think I was in Minnesota at the time. We was playing Green Bay in December. It had to be every bit of minus 1,000 degrees. I'm talking about it was
cold.
It was crucial. And I'm standing at like the 30-yard line after a play. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Why were you a lawyer? Why am I out here?
You had to start in the game?
I'm like, it's during the game. And I'm like, why am I out here minus 10 degree in tights?
True.
Chasing people. I could have chose a better career than this. I'd rather chase Bigfoot. Because it's nothing, like being out there in that cold is different, man.
Yeah.
Like simple things.
Gets in your bones.
No, simple things like somebody stepping on your shoe. You can hear your toe bust. You just hear it. You be like, But it's so cold, you can't feel it until you shower. All right. Ooh. It's just so many things about it. It's Neanderthal. It's barbaric, but it's organized chaos at its finest. And I think they're taking the chaos out of it. And I think that's what Tom's talking about.
I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Nick Sundberg.
Yeah.
And I remember this quote, and I think it's such an interesting thing, is that it was a few years after his playing career.
Long snapper.
And I'm not sure if it was him. It was definitely a former Redskin back in the day. And they asked him what he missed the most, and he said, to be honest, I miss the violence.
The violence. It's organized violence.
It's a hell of a quote.
It's organized violence. Think about it. The ability to let out whatever you feel very violently. All right? That's what it used to be. Now, you hit a person, you kicked out.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. Targeting. I got to target him. He got the ball in his hand. Like, I was taught to go get the man with the ball in his hand. So I think those things. Yeah. I think that's what's bringing in all the what's name and every sport evolves. I'm not a fool.
Yeah.
Protection is everything. I want everybody to be safe. But it's still what we signed up for. We signed up to be Neanderthal.
I remember during this same interview, Tom Brady was talking about some of the hardest hitters, best players. He mentioned Ray Lewis. He mentioned Rodney Harrison. And he mentioned Ronnie Lott. And I always think of Ronnie Lott. The story that first really hit me as far as how tough football players are. And Ronnie Lott played, he hurt his finger. And he had a choice to make mid-season. They said, Ronnie, either we can amputate your finger and you can keep playing, or your season's over. And he said, cut it off.
Cut it off.
So they cut off the tip of his finger. To this day, he doesn't have it.
This was mid-game.
Yes.
This is what people need to understand. They would do that now. They are censorship.
Turn
the TV off. Come on, man. That's part of the game. But you ain't going to see that no more. What player right now do you think would do that? If you had to pick
an insane story.
Maybe Myles Garrett. He looks like an animal.
He looks like a guy that might do it.
Pinky, bro, I can't use no more. Cut it on out.
Micah Parsons might do it. He's
no, Micah Parsons is too pretty.
Yeah.
He ain't going to do that. Because when you think about a guy that's going to do that, he got to be the grittiest.
One of the Watt brothers might, though.
No,
You don't think so?
pretty.
Too pretty?
Too pretty.
I'm trying to think someone ugly.
Yeah, it got to be an ugly person. It totally has to be an unattractive guy that says, you know what? I don't need that pinky finger.
Let me ask you this. Who was the toughest? I know you play with some tough guys.
Yeah.
But who was the toughest player or one of the toughest players you played with where you were like, listen, we all play hurt, but, man, this is something?
Toughest player. I have to say, funny, this is the anniversary, too. November 26th, Sean Taylor. Yeah. Sean I was shocked when he got hurt. Like, when he got hurt.
Because he seemed bigger than all that?
He just never would get hurt.
Yeah.
Like, and if he was hurt, he would never get treatment. He was just he just keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just a beast and an animal in a different way. Like, some people just born to play football.
Yeah.
And you speaking of somebody that would have said, cut my pinky finger off,
yeah,
it would have been Sean Taylor. And he would have put his pinky finger in his pocket and kept it for like years.
Yeah.
What's that smell, Sean? On top of my pinky finger in my pocket. That's what type dude he would have been.
Yeah.
All right, so Sean Taylor most definitely was in that mold of running lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of the toughest players I have ever been around. And that's why I think I was so shocked when he got hurt Green Bay, which it was his last game playing.
Yeah.
I was shocked that he hurt his knee, and he still tried to crawl out there and play in. That just was the type of guy he was. London Fletcher also.
Oh, London, yeah.
Listen, I had watched London throw up in his own mouth while calling the play. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you? Don't worry about it. We're going to be all right. I'm like, this dude just won't stop.
Yeah.
All right, so London is in that mode, too. That's why I think London went like 13 years and didn't miss a game.
Yeah.
So London, Fletcher, most definitely. And we got fan base. I'm just serious with you. Other fan bases vote their people in the Hall of Fame. We got 3 people legitly that should be in the Hall of Fame. You put London Fletcher numbers up to Ray Lewis's.
Yep.
He's edging him in some of those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame. Vote him in. Joe Jacoby.
No doubt.
What are you waiting on? All right, supposed to be in the Hall of Fame. Brian Mitchell.
Yes.
All right, so if we don't do nothing right this year, fan base, let's get these guys in the Hall of Fame. Let's do our part. All right, let's do our part.
Whatever lobbying needs to be done,
it
needs to be done for these guys. It's long overdue.
Man, it's long overdue, man. So we got to do our part. I'm going to try to do some stuff on some other shows, too, to try to get this thing going on. But we got to get these guys in the Hall of Fame.
I want to ask you one thing about Sean, because it is the anniversary of his passing, and I know how much he meant to you.
Yeah.
But for those of us who did not know him and only know him for how he played, as a person, what made him so special? Man,
genuine.
Yes.
Genuine in everything. I don't think the boy ever told a lie. It ain't in him. Like, and competitive. Man, this dude, we had this motorcycle game, video game we used to play for hours. Every night. And I got to run him away from my house. Because I would just murder him in this game. Just not let him have a chance. And it'll be 3 in the morning. I'm like, Sean, dude, we got to work tomorrow. No, man, you ain't going to keep beating me. I was like, well, how about I just let you win? No, don't do all that. It just was the person, man, most genuine guy I ever met. Great father. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody like to talk about some of the trouble he got into. I tell people all the time, it's easy for you to sit there and say that on your couch at 40 years old, what you'll do until you in these situations. Great father. I love his father, Pedro. I love Pedro to death. And I seen where he got it from. But he was a very straight line dude. What you see is what you get. And if he don't mess with you, he ain't one of these people that can fake the funk.
Right.
He gonna literally be like, nah, dog, I don't mess with you.
Right.
That's the nicest way I can say that. Not my type of guy. And that's what you gotta love about a guy like him. Just genuine, man. And I loved it. He loved hard. Like whatever he does it 100. He loved hard, and I love him for that. Always.
Love that. And we miss him to this day. No question about
it. Most definitely. Always gonna be missed. And I love what I saw with the Cowboys Commanders game. Baby Jackie, they had that. I don't know if you saw it. It was terrific. She is a volleyball player, all state in Florida, picking up right where the good man left off.
Doing her dad proud, no question about it. Guys, you got to feel the power of the CR-V Hybrid and Accord Hybrid. We're talking about Honda and their most electrifying vehicles yet. Find adventure in one of Honda's rugged SUVs and trucks like the Pilot Trail Sport, Honda's most rugged SUV ever. Or experience the thrilling performance of the fun-to-drive Honda Civic with an available turbocharged engine. Get power, performance, and ruggedness with Honda. Find the Honda perfect for you. See your local Honda dealer today. And breaking news.
What you got for me?
Oh, SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders and sponsor of this pod. The deal's finalized. They're the newest member of the family. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Commanders games in the DMV or any other live event in the area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek, the new official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, I love SeatGeek. It makes it easy. It makes it easy to like send tickets. Like I love that part of it.
Yes.
Like send tickets, accept tickets. Parking passes are the big thing these days.
Oh, yeah.
Parking passes are the big thing these days. Every time somebody like, yeah, Fred, can I get a ticket? Like, yeah, I'll get you a ticket. Can I get a parking pass?
That's always question number two.
And then let me tell fans something. Football players are not walking ticket stubs. Because people see us like in the city and stuff.
Yes.
First thing they see, like, what up, Fred Smoot? Give me some tickets. We don't really get tickets like that. We got to pay for these tickets, too. I hope the fans know this. So anytime you see a sports guy, we ain't walking with, like, a book of tickets in our back pocket.
I used to be friends with a guy who ran the AMC Theater.
Yeah. I worked at the movie theater.
Did you?
That was my high school job. I loved it. Listen, I worked at the movie theater at the mall.
Okay.
So it's hooked to the mall.
That's where this guy was a manager.
Yeah. And it was an AMC. So I am the ticket stub guy who tears the ticket, but I also was an usher that had to clean the movie theater after they leave. So I also use these tickets as bartering in the mall. So I would give the dude at Foot Locker so many tickets, he would give me J's.
That's exactly what my friend would do.
Hey, mostly.
He carried around a book of passes with him. We go to dinner, he'd be like, hey, you got a family?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're getting a discount.
Hey, listen. Also, I'm glad that the league of statutation is over with on this. I used to be on the outside on the side selling tickets. All right? Listen, it was the best job. And they used to, like, work around my football schedule, so they'd be like, come in anytime you want to. So after I practice, I just go right to the
that's great.
Oh, they listen for the longest, to the point, like, once I really got to college and stuff, I used to, like, do charities for, like, kids. Now you just take, like, 50 kids to that movie theater all the time. And I felt like it was my way of paying them back for all the tickets I stole and sold on side of the bill. Greatest job all time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Well, you can still get some tickets to Commanders Dolphins this weekend.
Yes, you can.
So when it comes to this Dolphins team,
scary.
They are scary. We were discussing this a little bit. Tyreek Hill, we know how good he is, but I don't know if I've ever seen a faster player. If he's not the fastest football player I've ever seen, he's right up there near the top.
He's so scary because it's a combination of the elite speed with the elite ability to stop, and he has kid-like reflexes. Have you ever seen him fall?
Nope.
No. He is – I'm not even playing Sunday. I'm having nightmares. All right? Listen, this dude is so scary. I tried to think of some players I could compare him to.
Yeah.
And it's only one cheetah. But he has the elite speed that Santana had and the ability to stop and start. But the moves of a Dante Hall –
oh, that's a good reference.
yeah, so
because Dante was stupid when he was in his prime.
With the running style of Eric Metcalf Jr.
Okay.
Eric Metcalf, the prettiest running man I ever seen.
Went to
in my
Texas.
life.
I know some Eric Metcalf.
Listen to Eric Metcalf. So this how scary this dude is. And then you put him with the mad genius, McDaniels. And they motion. And the reason they motion him so much is so he can have a running start.
Yep.
On the defensive back.
And it takes a step or two for a guy like that.
Listen, all I'm going to do is pray for St. Juice, the Pope. I'm going to pray for my dudes, Emmanuel Forbes, that they just don't have to check this dude one-on-one. You have to play top down with these dudes. Keep everything in front of you. Make them be patient. And not only do they got a cheetah, they got Raheem Mostert, too. One of the fastest running backs in the league.
Jalen Waddle?
They got Waddle. If he waddles like a duck in here, I'm going to throw up. That'll be 2 back-to-back weeks that I done had to take on turkey legs and duck meat. All right? Listen, they're a team that you got to stop as a group. And the way we can stop them, Deron Payne, John Allen.
As a corner, when you're trying to check someone with that much speed. Now there is a difference. Straight line speed, because you'll see this, right? This guy ran in the Olympics. Okay, great.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he can run a route. It doesn't mean
he can't stop.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you have a guy who has elite speed, who also is that shifty, who can stop and start on a dime.
Yeah.
What is that challenge is something I can't fathom.
I think you got to always double team him. I think you got to make it hard for him to get off the line. Which is easier said, harder than said and done. I think you got to press him, but you got to press him with somebody over top.
Yep.
I just think you got to respect him. You got to respect him. You got to get him the Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson, Megatron treatment. You remember when they used to line 2 corners out there on Megatron? like he was a gunner? Yeah. You remember that?
They did, yes.
So
he was unreal.
I think with Tyreek, if you're not playing zone coverage, you have to do that.
Yeah. So did you see, I just wanted your thoughts on this because we're talking about the Dolphins and they're coming off that game against the Jets where I have never seen an intercepted Hail Mary.
Yeah, I've intercepted a Hail Mary. We call them cheap ones. All right? I've never seen one intercepted and ran back.
Yes.
Because usually we just hit the ground, game over with.
Right.
Way to rub it in. Listen, anytime I see DBs, because, man, DBs, I'm telling y'all, hardest job in sports. Quarterback, I know it's hard, but DB is so hard of a job, and you have to be a maniac to do it. You have to be crazy in the sense that you can get burnt for 90 yards, and you still got to jump up and say, I'm the best thing since sliced bread. Right? You have to play these mental games with yourself. And to see that play, I just could I just laugh, because it's one of those things where I know the coaches on the sideline saying, get down. Because that's what they do when we get that ball, get down. And he just like, no, I'm not going to get down. I'm going to keep running. Only thing he could have did to one up it was just keep running to the locker room. Keep running to the locker room. Because I did that with Seattle. I had a game-winning interception to seal the game. I got up and just ran to the locker room. It was over. I ain't got nothing else to say to y'all. I don't need to do no interviews. Great day for me. Can't wait to hit the club later on, baby. Celebration. Look on me.
This is a team that tends to play up or down to the level of its opponent. We've seen that before. And it's also the NFL. So anything can happen. So what is the game plan for the Commanders to win this game?
I am eager to see what a Rivera defense looks like. Coach is calling the plays. So we're seeing 2 head coaches, one an offensive genius, one a defensive-minded coach, go head-to-head, both of them calling plays. That's the first matchup I want to see. On defense, you either got to light them up, blitzing them, or you got to play coverage and make them be patient. I'm eager to see which one he chooses. Neither is wrong. So what I'm saying is it's X's and O's over the Jimmy and the Joes in this game. I want to see the brain trust actually go out there and beat them on paper first.
Yeah.
And let the players be the secondary thing in this situation. I think you have to weaponize Sam, meaning make the offense play defensively, meaning the best way to stop Tua is to make him watch the football game from the sideline.
Keep them off the field.
Keep them off the field. That means we have to go 70 to 75 plays on offense while the Dolphins have around 50. We win the game right there.
That's what I like to hear. It's a new start on defense for this team.
Yeah.
Hopefully it adds up to a strong performance this weekend.
Yeah.
That's my guy, Fred Smoot. I'm Jinx.
And we got loud.